now let's have a look at Dijkstra algorithm. Okay, uh, the algorithm that we have covered, that is Bellman-Ford algorithm. Bellman-Ford algorithm is, from dynamic programming paradigm. Okay, it is from dynamic programming paradigm. Whereas Dijkstra algorithm is belongs to greedy algorithm paradigm. Okay, it is basically very much similar to Prim's algorithm. Okay, so this algorithm works for single source shortest path. Okay, and we assume here that there are no negative weights on the edges, right? Now the benefit of Dijkstra algorithm is each edge need to be relaxed only once. Okay, so if you remember, in case of Bellman-Ford algorithm, we will relax each edge v minus 1 times. Okay, and therefore the complexity of Bellman-Ford algorithm is order of v into e. Okay, now we will see in case of Dijkstra algorithm, we need to relax each edge only once. Okay, and for doing that, so if you remember Prim's algorithm for minimum spanning tree, it is very much similar with Prim's algorithm. Okay, so in this case we will maintain two sets. So V is a set of all vertex, so we will maintain two sets. One is S and the other set is V minus S. Okay, so there are two disjoint sets, and all the vertex which belongs to set S, we already actually the algorithm already find the shortest path weight for those vertex. Okay, so let's see how we will proceed in this. Okay, so in general, what is the idea? The idea is whosoever is nearer to the source, let's find the distance of that particular vertex first. Okay, so this is the overall idea, and this is what the greedy algorithm is, or this is what the greedy approach Dijkstra is following. Okay, so let's suppose that the vertices v minus s, that is all the vertices that are not yet discovered from S, are kept in a min priority queue. Okay, so if you remember priority queue, we'll implement it using min heap. Okay, general cases, so we can call it as min priority queue. Means the element which we will pick out first is actually the minimum element in the queue. Okay, now keys in queue are estimates of shortest path weights du, right? So each element in queue, each vertex in queue, there is only they contain the value of du, that is the estimated weight, shortest path weight, right? Then we will keep on repeatedly selecting the u from this set, and we will select the one with minimum shortest path estimated. Okay, so we will say that this particular node is having minimum shortest path estimate, so it may be much more nearer to the source vertex, right? And in this way we will try to relax all the edges leaving u, right? So we will just follow this. So from source, suppose we will come to a point u, we will pick u since it is having the minimum shortest path estimate, and then after picking this we will relax all the edges which are leaving this node u. Okay, so I hope you are clear with this word relaxing the edge. Okay, it is same as that we have covered in Bellman-Ford algorithm. Okay, relaxing means we will check for the vertex, that if we go to this vertex from this edge, okay, does it improve the weight of shortest path? And by improvement I mean minimize. Okay, so does it minimize the weight? If yes, then we will use this edge to reach to the given node, otherwise we will do nothing. Okay, or we will say that whatever path whatever is the path from which will actually give whatever value it is having right now, that is the shortest path, right? So what are the steps? In short, we will extract a vertex u from q. What is q? Q is actually this set V minus S set, right, which are not yet discovered. All the sets whose shortest path weight is not yet defined. Okay, they are just estimated sort of thing, right? Okay, or we can say that U has the highest priority. It is having the minimum shortest path estimate. Okay, then we will insert U into our set S. What is set S? Set S is the set of all the vertices for which we have already find out the shortest path weight. Okay, then we will relax all the edges which are leaving to U, and then we will update Q. Okay, we will remove U from Q, and we will also decrease the if applicable, we will decrease the key value or estimated minimum shortest path value for the vertex which are adjacent to U, right? So let's see how it will work. So we will see through an example. So initially, in case of initialization, we will keep S as empty and Q is having all the vertex in the beginning. Okay, then if you remember, we will set infinity to all the vertex. Okay, because this is the initialization step we have already covered, and for the source we will put the value as 0. Okay, so these are the one thing, and then we will also set parent information. So for each vertex, initially parent information is nil. Okay, good. So we will initialize the things, and now we will start our search, right? So first we will see all the edges which are leaving S. Okay, so there are two edges which are leaving S, that are these two edges. Okay, so we will update the value of key here, and then which is the next element we will pick? We will pick Y. Why? Because there are two. So what is the value of all the elements here? So this is the value. So Y is having 5 value, T is having 10, X is having infinity, Z is having infinity, right? So we will pick 5, that is Y. Okay, so we will pick Y and we will put Y into set S. Then we will relax all the edges which are leaving Y. So what are the edges which are leaving Y? That are these 3 edges, right? So we will relax these edges. Now you can see that if we go from S to T, the distance is 10. Okay, but if we go via Y, the distance is 5 plus 3, that is 8. Okay, so we are relaxing, means we have to put the lesser weight, right? So we will remove this 10 from T, and we will put 8 here. Okay, we will put 8 here, and we will also update the parent information. Previously the parent of T is S, now the parent of T will become Y, right? Okay, so we will move forward. Then we will relax this edge. Okay, so since they are infinity, so we will put the value whatever you will get by adding Y, SY and YZ and YX respectively. Okay, so now we are left with our set this. Now we will pick the minimum one. So out of 8, 14 and 7, we will pick minimum value, that is for Z. Now we will put Z into set S, and then we will try to relax all the edges which are leaving Z. Okay, so now there is only one edge which is leaving Z, and that is ZX. Okay, now if you see, previously the value written at X, or the estimated shortest path cost for X is 14, but if we go via Z, it is 13, right? Why? Because to reach Z we will need 7 weight, and then from Z to X we need 6 more, so 13. Okay, so we remove this edge and we will set the value as 13, right? So we will keep on doing this. Now from T and X, okay, 8 is the minimum weight, so next we will pick 8, right? T basically. Okay, so we will pick T, and then we will try to update or relax TX edge, because this is the only edge which is remaining to relax, right? This is already done. Okay, so we will do that. and then you can find out then that we can remove this, because if we go to x via t, it will give us 9 weight, right? So we will update this weight, and after v iterations or v minus 1 iterations, right, q will become empty, because each time we are putting one vertex into our S set, right? So after v minus 1 iterations or v iterations, you can say, all the vertex will become in the S set and our algorithm will stop, right? So this is the overall algorithm. So initialization step is same as the previous one. Then we will initialize set S with phi, and we will put all the vertex in the beginning in set Q, and then we will run this while loop till Q becomes empty and all the vertex will go into set S, right? Then what is the operations we need to perform? We need to perform extract minimum operation, which will give you the value or the vertex which is having shortest or minimum shortest path estimated value. We will add that vertex to set S, and then we will run this for loop for how many times? Degree of u. Okay, so we will run this for loop for all the adjacent vertex of or adjacent nodes of u, right? And then what we have to do in that, we have to just relax all those edges. Okay, and then we will perform decrease key operation. So when you relax, you find that at this particular vertex the value should be little lesser. Okay, and to do that in priority queue, we have to call decrease key function, right? So we'll just call decrease key operation and we will do that. Now let's talk about the complexity. So initialization step will take theta of v. Okay, build heap operation, so we will implement it with min heap, and to build heap it will also take order v. Okay, we have already covered this. Now this while loop will execute v times, because as I told you, after each iteration one vertex is added to set S, right? So after v iterations q becomes empty. Okay, then we have to perform extract min operation. How much time extract min operation will take? It will take log v time, right? So this is because we have implemented it using min heap operation. Okay, so we will extract min, means we will actually extract the root, and then we have to call heapify. Okay, so the next minimum element will go to the root and it will take log v time. Okay, then this loop will execute how many times? It will execute degree of vertex u. Okay, so if we will take so actually we will call this how many times actually? So we will take sum of degree of all the nodes, and that is order of, so that is actually 2e. Okay, or we can say order of e. Okay, so therefore it is order of e. Okay, and then our update decrease key operation will again take log v, because we have to search for that key and then we will perform decrease key operation, right? So it will take log v. So the total time it will take is, so this while loop will take v log v time, because for v times we have to perform log v operations, right? And this will take e log v time, and we have already covered that among v log v and e log v, which number is greater? E log v is greater, because e is actually order of v square. Okay, this is the maximum number of edges which is possible. So maximum number of edges in any graph is v into v minus 1 by 2, and that is equal to order of v square. Okay, so we will take this term and the complexity will become order of e log v. Now depending upon how you implement, there is one more data structure known as Fibonacci heap, and if you implement this priority queue using Fibonacci heap, then decrease key will take order 1. Okay, and in that case the complexity will become this, right? But Fibonacci heap is not in the scope of our course, so I am just showed you just for the sake of completeness. If you are interested, you can. Okay, so now let's prove correctness of Dijkstra algorithm. Okay, so if you remember, there is a loop variant in Dijkstra which says that whenever we pick any vertex and put it into set S, means we are done with that vertex. Okay, means we already find the shortest path weight. Okay, minimum shortest path weight for that particular vertex. Okay, it means that if we are putting u into set S, means du, the value of du becomes equal to the shortest path weight from S to u, right? Now we have to prove this. Okay, so we will try to prove this by contradiction. So let's assume that, so there are some elements which are already there in set S. Okay, and let's say u is the first element for which d of u is not equal to the shortest path weight from S to that vertex. Okay, when it is added to S. So now let's have a look at the true shortest path from S to U. Okay, all right, now let's assume this diagram. So what we are saying here is, so this is our set S. Okay, all these vertex which are lie inside the boundary are in set S, and now we are trying to put U also into set S. Okay, this is what we are trying to do. So just before adding it, okay, let's say, you know, this is the distance. So we will take some path to reach to V, and then from V we will reach to U, and this is the shortest path. So S to V to U, this is the shortest path that we have actually, that the algorithm is identifying. Okay, now let's suppose this is not true. Okay, this is not the shortest path. So definitely so du is something which the algorithm has identified. Okay, so let's suppose that, you know, this is not true. There is some other node, and from that vertex, you know, there is a shortest path to u. Okay, and let's assume that vertex is u dash. Okay, and you know, to be note here is this: u dash belongs to, u dash does not belongs to S, right? Because as per our algorithm is concerned, we have already relaxed the edges. Okay, and you know, we have seen the theorem which says that if there exists a shortest path from any vertex in this, and you relax all those vertex, and there is a end edge, okay, V dash or V to U, then definitely it will give you the shortest path. Okay, so the shortest path is not from any vertex which are inside the S, because we have already relaxed all those edges, right? So definitely it is somewhere outside. Okay, and let's assume that it is from U dash, right? So now we are having two distances. We are having du dash and du. Okay, we are claiming that, you know, if you want to go to U from S, then you should take a path from U dash. Okay, so first you have to come to U dash from S, and then you go to U, and it will give you the shortest path. Okay, so let's see both the cases. So what is the current weight? Right now the value of du is dv plus weight of vu, right? So this is the right now this is the value of du. Okay, and we already know that dv is having the shortest path, and we have to add weight of this thing, vuh. Okay, fine, fair enough. Now let's see the value of du dash, which we are claiming is the shortest path. Okay, so what is the value of du dash? So first let me find out the distance of this node from S. Okay, and then we will add this path, right? So what is du dash? So du dash is dv dash plus weight of this. Okay, so let's assume that to u dash we are reaching from v dash. Okay, so this is this weight. Now what we are saying, what is the shortest path? The shortest path to reach to u from S is this one, and u dash is coming in between. Okay, so definitely d of u dash is less than d of u. Okay, because the weights on all the edges are positive. That's what Dijkstra is saying, right? Dijkstra algorithm will work if weights on all the edges are positive. No negative weights are allowed on the edges. Okay, so if the edges are positive and this is the shortest path, then definitely distance from S to u dash is less than the distance from S to u if this is the shortest path, or this is the path, right? Agreed? Okay, we can say so we can claim this. Okay, so this is what written here. So we are saying since u dash is on the shortest path, this is true, and from upper bound this is true, so basically this is true. Okay, du dash is less than du. Now if you remember, so in our set we are having, till now we are working on, or we have already worked for this many vertex. Okay, now we have to pick the next vertex. Which vertex we will pick the next as per the Dijkstra algorithm is concerned? We will pick the vertex whose estimated shortest path value is minimum, right? So if we are having this many elements and we are picking u, it means it has the shortest or minimum value of estimated path among all the nodes. Okay, and here comes the contradiction. We are saying there exists a node u dash which is having lesser minimum, which is having lesser estimated shortest path cost than u. So if this is true, then why we are picking u? Since u is the first element we are picking, means this is wrong. Okay, this is wrong, there is a contradiction. D of u is the least among all the vertex. Okay, and if this is true, then we can say that whatever we assumed, we have assumed that d of u is not equal to shortest distance is wrong, because there is a contradiction, and hence d of u is equal to s of u. Okay, and in this way we can prove the correctness of Dijkstra algorithm. Okay, so I hope it is clear. So so till now we have covered single source shortest path. We are having a source S and we are finding out shortest path to all the every other nodes in the graph. Okay, now let's see that how we can extend the given algorithm or single source shortest path algorithm to find all pair shortest path. Okay, so let me define the problem again. So there is this directed graph G, V, E with a weight function W. Okay, you just give input as edge, and it will give you a real number, and that is the weight of on that edge. Okay, now what is our goal? Our goal is to compute the shortest path between all the pair of vertices. Okay, so the result is actually n cross n matrix of shortest path distance, right? So the shortest path between 1 to 2, so it is something like that, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and we will just, so all the diagonal entries are actually 0, because, or maybe infinity, right? If you, whatever you consider, so we will not consider any diagonal entries, let's say. Okay, so all pairs, so what is the distance from 1 to 2? We will write here from 1 to 3, right? Similarly from 2 to 1, and in this way we will fill the matrix, right? So there is a n cross n matrix where n is the number of vertex in the graph, and in this matrix we will at each value we will just at each block we will just write the value of shortest path distance between u and v. Okay, so how can we do this? How to solve this problem? So we can use both Bellman-Ford as well as Dijkstra algorithm. Okay, so let's run Bellman-Ford. Okay, so Bellman-Ford algorithm is for single source shortest path. So if we give the algorithm one S and the graph, it will give you the shortest path from S to all every node. Okay, so how can we find all pair shortest path? We just need to run this algorithm for each and every vertex in the graph. Agreed? Okay, good. So what is the complexity? So for one node, the complexity of this algorithm is V times E. Okay, for one node, for one vertex, so for n vertex or for V vertex, the complexity is V times V into E, and it gives us V square E, order of V square E, right? Now if the graph is dense, means there are as many as edges as possible, or there are many edges, so what is the complexity of edges? So E could be order of V square. So for dense graph, the complexity of Bellman-Ford algorithm is actually order of v to the power 4. Okay, for dense graph. Okay, now can we do better? We can do better if we don't have negative weight on edges. Okay, if we have negative weights on edges, then we have to apply Bellman-Ford. Okay, there is no other choice. Till now we have not covered any such choice. But if there are no negative weight involves, okay, we can run Dijkstra algorithm. Okay, and the complexity of Dijkstra algorithm is E log V for one vertex. Now if we have to find all pair shortest path, we have to run the algorithm for each and every vertex. Okay, we have to keep on changing the sources in every iteration. So the complexity becomes V times E log V. Okay, this is the complexity. And if it is a dense graph, then the complexity is V cube times log V. Agreed? So this is how we can solve the all pair shortest path problem by using existing single source shortest path algorithms. Okay, but there exists an algorithm which can solve this problem in order of V cube time. Okay, so we can remove this factor also. Even if there are negative weights, then also we can solve this problem in V cube time. Okay, and that we will see in our next video. Okay, thank you.